All right, One Kenya Alliance principals are finally joining the Azimio-OKA after weeks of speculation on which way they were headed. On Friday evening, the principals, led by Wiper's Kalonzo Musyoka, KANU's Gideon Moi, and Cyrus Jirongo of the United Democratic Party, said they are in talks with Jubilee and ODM to form a giant alliance. What exactly does that mean, and what exactly do they bring to the table? This evening, Kalonzo Musyoka said the ODM, Jubilee, and OKA will be called Azimio One Kenya Alliance. Well, it's a season of coalitions and we are ready for it. Tonight, we look into what that means for the different coalitions and what chances they have to ascend to power. Joining me for that discussion is Robbin Krani, a political analyst, and I believe a politician that is eyeing a seat in the coming elections. Thank you so much for making time.
You believe or you do?
I know.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for making time.
Yes.
Now, this evening, One Kenya Alliance announces that it will be joining the Azimio Coalition. Let's start from what they bring on the table. From where you sit, what do you feel One Kenya Alliance brings to the table of the Azimio-OKA coalition?
Okay, to begin with, I wouldn't call it an announcement because we have known this for the longest time. It's just been waiting for time. Some politicians have said that they were asking for money. They have been waiting for that money. But in terms of what they bring to the table, I believe...
All right. I think I'll hold you there because we have to cross to a live link where the Total News and Lookup TV are signing a partnership agreement. We take you live there.
I can see that the document is colorful, so it's good for the children. It's quite good. I also want to invite the legal...
Now, that was a live link where Lookup TV CEO Eugene Anangwe was signing a partnership agreement with Mtoto News, where I said Mtoto News is an integrated information and media company that is dedicated to reporting on children issues, and it is celebrating its 5th year anniversary tonight. And that was Eugene Anangwe just signing that partnership agreement. Now, before we went to that, we are talking about the One Kenya Alliance and the Azimio Coalition. And Robbin, here you were mentioning something in terms of it was something that it's not news anymore. It's something that we were expecting.
It was not an announcement.
Okay.
It was just a reminder to me.
Okay.
But be that as it may, your question was, what does it bring to the table?
Okay.
So that I would assume that you mean it is obvious they are going to support
Raila
Odinga. And so it is them bringing something to the table, not Azimio giving them something.
But now the thing is, so something that is also very confusing is that Kalonzo Musyoka said that the One Kenya Alliance is also going to field a presidential candidate. So them coming together with the Azimio raises a lot of questions. What exactly is happening between these two camps?
Well, the idea here is, I believe so, that when you say bring them to the table, is the fact that it is not a coalition of parties.
Okay.
It is a coalition of coalitions. Because One Kenya as it is a coalition of parties. Azimio as it is another coalition of parties. So when you bring them together, it is a coalition of coalitions, which have parties with them. So it is a matter of, are they going to negotiate on the platform as OKA and Azimio, or are they going to negotiate as Wiper, UDP, NAK Kenya, ODM, Jubilee, as
separate parties?
So that's the first connotation we get from that. But be that as it may, I believe the reason One Kenya is pushing, or why he would say that they will put a presidential candidate, is they want to be the second part that offers the running mate to Azimio's coalition. So they want to negotiate their half of the government, the TNA URP way, in terms of here in One Kenya, we have this, and from Azimio, we have this and this. It would be it's a good strategy going forward, but I think they will be shortchanged because they don't bring so much to the table.
Exactly.
Jirongo hails from the Western region. His party has no MP or senator, so to speak. Mother Karo on the same side comes from the central part. His party has, I think, 1 MCA in Nairobi, some 2 or 3 in Kirinyaga and stuff like that. The only person who you would say would bring something is Kalonzo Musyoka, because he quote-unquote controls the Ukambani region. So that is what they are offering. In actual sense, Gideon Moi and his KANU cannot go beyond Baringo.
All right. So with that, if you say that, then can they actually negotiate for a running mate position if at all they have nothing to bring on to the table? They
would, but one person named Kalonzo is in a fix, because he would obviously be the preferred running mate, but you cannot do the same thing over and over again expecting different results. So it is unadvisable for Baba to pick Kalonzo Musyoka as his running mate. He is poised to pick a person from Mount Kenya as his running mate for that period to at least woo the Central Kenya vote. So that is, so to speak, unless Kalonzo Musyoka would go with One Kenya and offer Mother Karo as their presidential candidate, so that she would be the deputy, and then she would be negotiating for One Kenya. Is that a possibility? Well, in politics, nothing is impossible, number one. And number two, it's quite a good one, because it would mean Kalonzo would bolt out and vie alone, and we would have a runoff, which is... in essence, our political story every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, because you say you cannot do the same thing over and over again and expect to win, but this seems to be something that we kind of are used to, and something that could actually play out come August. If that was actually the case, what kind of difficulties will Raila Odinga have in choosing just who to back him up, or rather who to be his running mate, and still get the Mount Kenya vote, the Eastern vote, and votes from other regions?
No, now, what he has done, I would commend Baba for that. I am not his mouthpiece, but I would say what he has done is, rather than bank on Kalonzo to deliver the Ukambani region, which is what is holding One Kenya together, he has gone and taken the 3 governors to endorse him and to join Azimio. So when they are negotiating inside Azimio, not from One Kenya.
Okay.
So even if, let's say, One Kenya was to join Azimio and Martha Karua was to be picked as the running mate for Baba, and Kalonzo was to go out, then they know in Azimio we still have the Ngilu, we still have Kivuda Kibwana, we still have Alfred Mutua.
Okay.
And the wave would have caught on by then.
All right.
So he's in a very tight fix. If only he could be the kingmaker and take a lesser or an imaginary position, so to speak.
All right. But the last I checked, when their OKA coalition, these parties were coming together, they said there's no agreement, or rather decision that was going to be made without all the other parties agreeing to that. So could it be a case, if you say Kalonzo Musyoka could actually bolt out, is that a chance? Does he have a chance to actually do that?
He does. You remember in 2007 he went alone. Kalonzo has the fortunate of being what the yin and yang of what do we call him? Eugene Wamalwa and Mudavadi are in Western region. Because in Western region, Eugene Wamalwa has always been in government. Mudavadi has always been in opposition from 2002. So they went for the 2002 election. Eugene Wamalwa went to NAC. Mudavadi was in KANU. They lost. Okay. In 2007, he went with ODM. Eugene Wamalwa was in PNU. In 2013, Eugene Wamalwa was TNA. Mudavadi was UDF. Okay.
All right. Let's get back to Kalonzo Musyoka in terms of just having the numbers. Now that these 3 governors from the Ukambani region have come out to support Azimio-Umoja, and in a way dwindling the numbers of Kalonzo Musyoka in the Ukambani region, and some still argue that Kalonzo Musyoka is still a kingpin in Ukambani. But people,
it's not an argument, it is true.
It is true.
It is true. So that one we cannot deny him.
Okay.
What we can deny is if he goes out, he will not...
He doesn't stand a chance.
He will not have that much effect because they have been created some minions to overthrow him.
Okay.
Yes. So he's still the kingpin. They realize that. But what they have done, they have made the same thing they did with Mudavadi. The Mudavadi Wetangula fiasco is all because they've built up and made the likes of Eugene Wamalwa the kingpins there and Atuoli while kicking out Mudavadi and Wetangula. So it's the same thing for the Western region, that even if you go, we can always replace you. Okay. Yes.
But that is, in a way, threatening Kalonzo and Mudavadi and Wetangula, but we're not going to touch on the 2 from Western Kenya. Can the Azimio-Umoja just bank on the 3 governors from the Ukambani region and let Kalonzo be?
At the moment, no. Because he's still the kingpin. That's why there's talks between Azimio and One Kenya. But if they were to come in together and then out of it, Kalonzo bolts out on his own, then he would not carry as much weight as he does now. Okay. So that's a setup for him. And now the setup is, you are not getting the running mate position. I can tell Kalonzo, if he's watching today, you are not.
He's not getting the running mate position?
You cannot. Okay. If we had BBI, then we would say, oh, so probably we will get the Prime Minister and then... But as it is right now, Baba cannot give Kalonzo Musyoka the running mate.
Assuming he does that, what exactly does he stand to win and lose at the same time?
He loses the Central Kenya vote. That one he knows for sure.
What if he promises them 40% of what Moses Kuria is asking for in terms of just Central, we need 40% cabinet positions and all that?
Well, you can try that, but what we have seen is the decision of running mate you make before elections. So people can bank on that. The decision of cabinet secretaries you make after you are in government. So how would voters trust you that when we elect you, you will put Munya for agriculture, you will put Mutahi for health, you will put, I don't know, Joe Mushero for ICT and stuff like that. We cannot trust that. You will go there and put your own
change, and change your mind,
because we can't like control how you pick your cabinet. So negotiating for 40% of the government while you are not sitting on that table during the election will be hard.
All right.
Ruto could do it because he was a running mate, so we can share the government because I am in charge. I am your deputy. I already have an office to begin with.
All right.
Now, if you tell the Central Kenya people that we will give you 40% of the government, but after you have elected us.
Okay. Listen, I'm running out of time, but I'd like to touch on this one. In terms of because Jubilee and ODM are two parties, and they are big parties, and the Azimio Coalition, I believe, has signed a deal, comprises of about 15 parties. So it's already a big machine right now. If One Kenya Alliance got into the Azimio, because Azimio has been campaigning along for quite a while now.
It is going to be swallowed, just...
But that Kalonzo says it's not going to be swallowed.
No, he can negotiate some things and put on paper to avoid what happened in NASA, but it will be swallowed. It will be swallowed. You will not expect the people who've been singing. When Jubilee does their thing, they put Azimio. They don't put One Kenya. One Kenya.
No, the name of this, according to the Wiper party leader, is Azimio One Kenya Alliance.
Sasa hiyo ni kusema nini? You know, Azimio is a Swahili word and saying Azimio la Umoja, that it is a declaration of unity. So you don't declare that, declare One Kenya Alliance. What are you declaring? Yes, they can be speaking. I remember I sat here, I think last year, with Nelima, and I explained to her that One Kenya is Azimio in English. That's what I told them. And I told them in the end, One Kenya and Azimio will be in one house. They did not listen to me back then. I think we had someone arguing for Uda and saying, oh, but I told them, what One Kenya is saying, if you translate it into Swahili, it is Azimio la Umoja.
All right. Now, let's just shift a little bit and look at whether the Kenya Kwanza and the Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula faction actually got swallowed with the UDA.
Number one, they got swallowed. They lost more than they had when they began. When they were doing the ANC convention, Ayub Savula was their deputy party leader. He's now the deputy party leader of DAP. When Moses Wetangula, before doing the One Kenya, he had 2 MPs from Bungoma, that is Eseli Simiyu and Wamunyinyi. They are now members of DAP, the Secretary General and the Chairman and the party leader respectively. So from that defection, you would say they became nothing, because ANC now cannot marshal as much numbers or Ford Kenya as it had before all that fiasco. So in the same sense, if One Kenya goes to Azimio, expect it to be swallowed.
All right. Let's look at the possibility. Now, as we wind up on this one, I'm out of time. Let's look at the possibility of One Kenya Alliance. No, it's not a possibility, because they are going to they are going to be
now
joining.
You can say that. When I was saying that last year, you thought it was like
they're going to be joining the Azimio la Umoja. When they do that, what kind of agreement are we likely to see so that everybody on the table gets to get a share of something?
So number one, I think I listened to Baba today on the NGC. He was saying that the Azimio idea is that all parties to put forward their presidential candidates, and then from them, the coalition can decide on who carries the flag. Then the person given the flag now can then decide from other presidential candidates who to be his running mate. The same thing we do with in the US with the Democratic and the Republican Party, where they have hopefuls, they debate, do primaries amongst themselves, and then the one who wins decides to pick. So that's how Joe Biden decided to pick Kamala Harris, and they were both competing for the seat. So that's what we are expecting from the Azimio side. But on the Kenya Kwanza side, I don't know how much we're expecting, but to me, all of them are just the same monkeys in different forests.
This is the last one, because every time I want to wind this one up, my director is going to kill me. You bring something that I want to ask. Listen, if at all we have, we go the way you're saying, then who is likely to be the best running mate, if at all Raila Odinga will be the flag bearer of the Azimio Coalition? Between the people that are coming on the table, let's talk of Martha Karua, Gideon Moi, Kalonzo Musyoka. Who and
we've already said it.
Wait, there's somebody from Central Kenya, Peter Kenneth. So who is
Peter Kenneth has tried to use the Jubilee Azimio side to win the running. Karua is still playing hard to get, but she's getting there through the One Kenya Alliance. From the two, I would pick Mother Karua if you were to ask me. I am not saying for anything because I am not in those parties. I do not conform to the ideas, so they can do whatever they want. What we are saying and what we have been telling our people is hii kiti ya MCA. Leave it for us independent people to work for you, to deliver something tangible to you, rather than hide behind some political leaders and formations to come and tell you, I will do bottom up in your word. Let the bottom up remain with those words. You say what you want to do for your people. Yes.
And I believe that you are vying for Zimmerman.
You still believe? I am asking why you still believe.
I know you're vying for Zimmerman, and I wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
Come August, and I hope, let me
just pass my people and tell them, I love you so much. I appreciate the support. They sent me here. They must be online somewhere talking a lot. They call me Zima Uno when they get to that. But I want to remind the people of Zimmerman that it's all about you.
Thank you so much. Let me just take some of your feedback here. Nyambura wa Kimotho says to go live. Derek Reich, I believe though. Quite interesting review by Mahesh Karani. He definitely deserves my vote for Zimmerman MCA. And Kinywa says Mirema to collect. Nazlin Wambo says watching from Zimmerman, Hapo Base to collect. Nyambura wa Kimotho, Jathaini tuko ndani. Na Marian Jerry asewa Kaba Karani. Kaba Karani is your name, I believe.
No, it's Kikuyu to saying it's better Karani.
Wow, okay. Fred Kinoti says, watching from Nyathaini, enjoying the political analysis by our guest Robbin Krani and Susan Waweru from Zimmerman. Thank you so much all for tuning in, and thank you so much, Robbin, for making time for us here to just look into what happened today when it comes to Azimio-OKA and the One Kenya Alliance. I really do appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so that does it for us here on Look Up TV Weekend. Thank you so much for making time for this show. My name is Brian Amwai, and on behalf of everybody that has made it a success, starting with my director, Ndegwa, I want to say thank you for watching and have yourselves a lovely night.